Yo, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and I put some more hours into the Black Ops Cold War beta, and I want to talk about skill-based matchmaking in this beta because that's been the most hot topic right now for this beta. It was definitely the most hot topic for the alpha. I'm sure it's going to be the biggest hot topic for the full game because skill-based matchmaking is probably the biggest issue with Call of Duty right now, at least for the hardcore community, because of course there's the casual community and there's the hardcore community. The casuals couldn't give two fucks about skill-based matchmaking. Most of them like it. A lot of them don't even know what it is. So it's kind of like, it's only a problem that's plaguing the hardcore fan base, which is the fan base that's usually talking on Twitter, discussing on Reddit or in YouTube comment sections. The people that we're speaking to, the people that we talk to about this game, that is obviously very different than what the casual community is, and it's a much less than what the casual community is. So I understand why skill-based matchmaking is there, but I gotta say, it is terrible, and I really hope they at least reduce it, because yes, did I notice it in this game? It's not easy to notice something like skill-based matchmaking because there could be a number of reasons for why you're not doing good. But when everyone collectively agrees that they've been getting into really sweaty matches after doing a couple of matches of doing really good, then you can kind of work it out and be like, yeah, it's probably there and it's probably pretty rough, just like Modern Warfare 2019. But I hate how people, like, especially an hour into the beta, were like, oh my god, skill-based matchmaking is the worst. Like, really? No. But I definitely felt some of it at some points in the beta. I was getting to lobbies with some really sweaty guys after doing really good early on in the beta, but it wasn't like ruining my experience completely. Like, I see a lot of people acting like it's completely going to ruin the game and the game will be unplayable with skill-based matchmaking, and I completely disagree with that. But the reason why I'm completely okay, and I actually would prefer if those people continue to over-exaggerate and complain about skill-based matchmaking, is because the more they over-exaggerate about it, the better chances of Activision actually doing something. And they could definitely do something. Would they remove it? No, but they might reduce it substantially, or at least a little bit, because they gotta find a middle ground. I know casuals might want it, some of them, but a lot of them probably wouldn't even notice if it changed just a little bit. I'm not saying something huge. Obviously, if they just took out skill-based matchmaking, maybe they'd notice it. But I feel like the brackets have to change a little bit. So I understand why they want to protect the really shitty players, but why do you have to protect the players who are kind of just, average? Is it really necessary to do that? Why can't those average players still get into lobbies with some really good players every now and then? I don't see why not. I don't see why we have to protect literally everyone and put them all in their own skill brackets. And the thing is, the skill brackets are really odd because they're not even based on your cumulative KD. They're based on your past couple games. So it's really easy to just reverse boost and be like, okay, I want some good gameplay, so I'm just going to kill myself every time I spawn in for the beginning of the next couple games, and then I'll start up another match, and most likely I'll get put into a really easy lobby. People are doing that. They've already made patches to try and stop that. Like, they made it so there's spawn protection now, so when you try to C4 yourself, you actually can't do it right away, but people have found other ways. It's not that hard. You could just hold a grenade and kill yourself and just keep doing that over and over again. It's really not that difficult, but they really seem to not care. And the problem is, it's Activision, right? It's not Treyarch. I guarantee you all the Treyarch devs are sitting there right now like, come on. They're just not happy because they made this amazing product that's really fun, and all people can talk about on Twitter is the skill-based matchmaking and how annoying it is. Like, that's the only real complaint I'm hearing with this beta right now. I mean, people are still on about the graphics and the animations, but I don't see a problem with that at all. And there's also the portion of the community that doesn't really understand skill-based matchmaking, so instead of blaming that, they start blaming other things in the game, or vice versa. There'll be a problem with the game that maybe they have with it, but instead they throw over the skill-based matchmaking scapegoat and start blaming that. Or simply they might just suck at the game. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues with COD multiplayer, is that if you're not doing good, you're probably not having a good time. It's just as simple as that. That's why skill-based matchmaking exists. Activision knows that. Activision knows that if you're not doing good, you're not going to have fun. And that's the fundamental issue with COD multiplayer. I think if I'm playing with friends and I'm doing bad, it's not that big of a deal, because anything with friends can be kind of fun, especially if you're trying to go for the win. Usually if you're playing a more competitive match, it's not too bad. But it's always more enjoyable when you're destroying the lobbies, when you're getting 60 plus kills, getting all the kill streaks and just going off and going on tears. It's always going to be more enjoyable in those type of lobbies compared to getting shit on. So that's the issue there, because it's hard to shit on a game when the only complaint you really have is that you're just not having fun because you're not doing good. It's like, well, what's the actual issue with the game? Because I'm not good, that's an issue now? And skill-based matchmaking is an easy scapegoat to be like, okay, instead of blaming myself, instead of acting like maybe I need to get better at the game, I'm going to blame this system that is in the game for sure. Well, not for sure. It's pretty much, there. We know that, but there's no 100% confirmation on that. I think it's kind of hard to confirm something like that, but I really do think it needs to get changed. And I really hope that Activision can hear this hardcore, fan base and understand where we're coming from, because I do think the game will get hurt substantially in the long run. Modern Warfare is loved by the casual community because they do so good in it. I know. I think there's definitely ways to keep that for those players, but also allow us to still get into lobbies with them every now and then so we can have some fun as well. Because nobody wants to get put in these really sweaty lobbies every game. Yes, it's your own skill level technically, but that doesn't mean we want to play against the same skill level every game. Doesn't that get kind of stale? Doesn't that make the matches feel a little less enjoyable? Does it make it feel a little more stalematey? Like people are just getting an average amount of kills rather than either going off or getting destroyed. There's just no. It's just only in between. There's no extremes. And I feel like that kind of takes away a lot of the fun and intensity that Call of Duty is kind of known for. And this is a problem with multiplayer gaming in general right now. Even Fortnite had this problem. I think Apex Legends did as well. It's plaguing multiplayer. And if anything is going to be the next big killer for gaming, I think it'll be skill-based matchmaking. I really do. Loot boxes was the big evil like a couple years ago. Everyone was freaking out about loot boxes, how terrible they were. They're ruining gaming, right? And now it's skill-based matchmaking. That's just how it is. Loot boxes, honestly, were never nearly as bad as skill-based matchmaking, because loot boxes only affect a certain portion of the game. It affects the progression portion, like the unlocks. That's what it affects. But this literally affects the entire experience, the gameplay, the core fundamentals of Call of Duty multiplayer is affected when you have matchmaking that puts you into matches with people who are similar skill level to you based on your last couple matches, because it inflates the difficulty just because they don't want you to be put in lobbies with people who aren't as good as you, because they want those players to be protected. They want them to have fun, which I get. But why does it have to be at the expense of our fun? That's the problem. You have to find a middle ground, and that's what Activision needs to figure out. I don't know what type of solution they have. I know skill-based matchmaking is not a simple on and off procedure. They have a lot of work that needs to be done with that system. I'm sure it's tweaked on a daily basis. I'm sure tomorrow's update is probably going to tweak it a little bit. They'll be changing it up and down like crazy. I guarantee you Modern Warfare changes it like every other day as well. I don't know how they do it, but they need to sit down and really figure out an equation or something that works it perfectly, an algorithm that just makes it all come together. I am begging you, Activision. I am begging you, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Raven, everyone working in Call of Duty, do something about it. And influencers, you guys have to speak up as well, because you guys have some massive influence, and a lot of you already have been, which is great, but y'all got to do it more. Y'all got to do it more. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.